So I've been on a mission to take as many L's as humanly possible through a rejection sensitivity exercise inspired by Jia Jiang. He has a TED Talk called 100 Days of Rejection. I highly recommend you go watch it. It's a very, very powerful, impactful TED Talk that it's had a great impact on me. But anyways, I've been doing this exercise. I've done around 23 to 24 different exercises. And these are the biggest L's that I've taken so far. And I just want to say, there is nothing wrong with these L's. There's nothing wrong with the people who gave me these L's. This is just a part of life, but I just want to share some of the softest and hardest rejections that I faced. The first one, I asked a man at the crosswalk in Soho. I asked him, "Do you believe in God?" And he goes, "I do." And I said, like, humanoid, an essence, like one God, many gods, like, and he was like, "Just one." I was like, "Are you Christian?" And he goes, "Uh-huh." And I was like Catholic, non-denominational, like, I don't know what the different kinds are. And he was like, "I'm Baptist." And I was like, "Oh, did you go to those like cool churches where you're like singing and dancing and like hallelujah?" And he was like, "Uh-huh." And then we crossed the crosswalk and I said, "Have a nice day." And he goes, that was like a very soft rejection. That was like a body language rejection. The next one, I went to a coffee shop in Brooklyn and I asked for a neighborhood discount. I said, "Hey, do you have a neighborhood discount?" The barista goes, "No. You think you're special or something?" And his peer next to him goes, "Ignore him, you are special. He's just giving you a hard time." I didn't get a discount. I asked for a free new to New York City pass at, I think it was Noguchi Museum, and she goes, "No. Why, do other museums offer that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." "Yeah, no. I didn't get one." She goes, "No, yeah, no. Welcome to New York, though." I asked my credit card company to see if they could lower my interest rate from 23 to 20, and I said that I'm a longtime customer, and I also reiterated it would help offset that increase in their annual fee. She didn't budge, and she honestly sounded like AI. Okay, a harder L. This is getting into the harder ones. Well, actually, this one's still a light one. I went to a clam bar. I'm not gonna name it. It's like, I think Far Rockaway. It's a clam bar. And I asked them if they could make me a smoothie. And she looked at me and she was like, "No, we don't make smoothies." And I was like, I figured. I asked a girl for a job referral. It was a friend of a friend. I had a phone call with her and I asked if I could get a referral and she said no. I met a guy at Twins Lounge. I flirted with him and I went up to him and I flirted with him and we were kind of vibing. And then at the end, the bar was closing down and he was like, "So?" And I was like, "So?" And he was like, "So?" And I was like, "So? You wanna?" And he goes, "You wanna?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, you wanna, like, exchange something?" And he was like, "Yeah, Instagram, number, like, whatever you want." And I was like, "Can I have your number?" And I got his number, and then I texted him the next day that it was nice to meet him, and thanks for the book recommendation. He recommended a book to me, and he said, "Yeah, it's a great book." And then the next day I asked him out on a date, and then he didn't respond. And then I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I texted and I said, "Hurry! This offer, great night with charming and witty young woman, is going to expire in 2 hours. Text egg for more details or stop to unsubscribe." He didn't respond. He didn't even say stop. I mean, I thought it was funny, but yeah, that was that was another rejection. That one was like the harder one. That one was like the more, look, it was kind of over. I also because there's dating related rejection. And I did one today. I flirted with a guy at a coffee shop. I tried to. I got a bagel with scallion cream cheese, and he got a bagel with a scallion cream cheese. He was asking for it. And I said, good choice. And he looks at me and he goes, okay, what else should I do? Please let me know what other things that I could do. I think it's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. It's definitely boundary pushing, and it is teaching me not to take things personally or really center myself. So give me your suggestions.